Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, man, this is one of the most now iconic duos in movies for a very long time. What is up, guys and Marvel fans? Welcome back to my channel. This is OCD Movie Reviews. My name is On the Brinket, and man, guys, my most anticipated film of 2024 has finally arrived. Let's fucking go, guys, because I'm going to review the latest comic book film, Deadpool and Wolverine. This movie is directed by Shawn Levy and stars Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. And of course, guys, you're completely safe in this review. This is going to be a complete non-spoiler review. I'm just going to talk about my initial thoughts on the movie. So, you're completely safe here. I'm not going to spoil any elements from Deadpool Wolverine, but I just want you guys to do yourself a favor to not comment below any spoilers if you have watched this video. Please do not. This is a completely safe review. This is a review for people who want to know my thoughts on the movie or people who haven't seen Deadpool Wolverine and wants to know my thoughts before watching the movie. So, please do not do any spoilers in the comments below. Please do not reveal anything. This is a completely safe review here. So, let's fucking go. Grab some chimichangas, guys, because let's get on to this review. Deadpool's peaceful existence comes crashing down when the TVA recruits him to help safeguard the multiverse. He soon unites with his would-be pal Wolverine to complete the mission and save the world from an existential threat. So finally, guys, my most anticipated film of 2024 has finally arrived. Man, I remember back when Ryan Reynolds did an update video about Deadpool 3 saying he doesn't know what he's going to do with Deadpool 3, but they have one idea, bringing back Hugh Jackman for a team-up Deadpool and Wolverine movie. And I've been pumped ever since. Ever since the first teaser came out, I'm like, done. This is my most anticipated film of the year. Just Deadpool and Wolverine teaming up in the movie together is what we all wanted since the first Deadpool movie. It's always like been my dream to see Deadpool and Wolverine in a movie together, and now it's happening. It's finally happening. Oh yeah, we did have a Deadpool and Wolverine movie. But this movie made us completely forget about that shit. But for all seriousness, guys, I feel like the MCU right now has been pretty mixed right now and very controversial. Ever since after Endgame with the multiverse saga, it's been quite a ride. There's so many mixed bag movies of the MCU. There's still some great ones, including No Way Home and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, but I'm not gonna lie, the MCU isn't like what it used to be. So I have hope for Deadpool and Wolverine. I have hope that this movie can bring back Marvel, can bring back the MCU, and bring back just the fun comic book movie vibe that we all needed right now. But of course, I'm excited because Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are in the movie together, playing those iconic roles, two of my favorite superhero roles of all time. And also Shawn Levy, I really love this director. I think he's definitely growing. Like, I remember he used to direct family films like Big Fat Liar and Cheaper by Dozen, but now he is basically rising to the top. We have Real Steel, it might be the most underrated film that he's done, with Hugh Jackman, and Ryan Reynolds films as well, from Free Guy and The Adam Project. So Shawn Levy has done some pretty good projects, so this is definitely his biggest project that he's ever been doing. So I have hope for this movie. Is this movie good? Is this movie the movie that exactly what I wanted? A fun buddy cop movie with some fun multiverse elements? Guys, Deadpool and Wolverine absolutely delivers. All the X-Men movies that I've been reviewing, it is worth it for this, because man, I had a total fucking blast with Deadpool and Wolverine. And out of the movie theater after watching this film in IMAX, I had a huge smile to my face. This is definitely the movie that I wanted, guys. I wanted a fun buddy cop movie, and Deadpool Wolverine absolutely gave us that. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, man, this is one of the most now iconic duos in movies for a very long time. Ryan Reynolds is still fantastic as Wade Wilson / Deadpool. The thing I was worried is that the MCU might kind of change him. No. This is still the Wade Wilson that we know and love from the first two movies, and Ryan Reynolds, he is born to play this role. He's still the merc with the mouth that we've all known and loved from the first two movies. He is still great as Deadpool. So many funny moments with his character, and Ryan Reynolds, man, he has got it. He still got it as Deadpool. It's like he never left this character. But of course, we have a legacy return here. The actor that I have completely grown up with since the first X-Men movie. We have a great return of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. And my gosh, guys, he hasn't been Wolverine, I would say, for almost 10 years. And man, it's like he never left this character. He is still fantastic in this movie as Logan/Wolverine. This movie, he definitely plays a different version of Logan than he was in the other X-Men movies. But Hugh Jackman has still freaking got it as Wolverine. He is still badass, he is still wise-talking. And I gotta say, their chemistry together, the chemistry between Deadpool and Wolverine is absolutely worth the price of admission. Absolutely, their chemistry in this movie is complete gold. They're so good together, their chemistry really works in this movie. The way this movie was written with them two characters, you understand both of their points of views. And you really do love them basically bonding in this film. Of course, it goes through the cliche of they don't want anything to do with each other, but they have no choice to work together. And they did that so freaking right. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have an excellent chemistry, and definitely one of those movie chemistries that I would absolutely remember for a very long time. And yes, this movie is basically a buddy cop movie. And what's important about a buddy cop movie is the chemistry between the two characters. And absolutely, this movie absolutely delivers. This is definitely one of the best chemistries that I have seen this year. And this is actually the very first R-rated MCU film, and definitely this is a great start to it because, man, the action in this movie is brutal. The action is absolutely filmed very, very well. For the most part, I'll talk about that in the flaws, but definitely all of the action scenes are a lot of fun in this movie. Shawn Levy directed the action scenes in this movie fantastically. There are some great action scenes in this movie. Some that I'll absolutely remember this year, honestly. This is one of the best action films of the year. There are so many great action scenes in this movie that absolutely blew my mind. Is this movie hilarious? Abso-fucking-lutely, man. Thank God the jokes land for me. Every single joke with pop culture references, speaking fourth wall breaking, every single joke that Deadpool Wolverine brings us is great. Like, the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, there are jokes in this movie. Them insulting each other throughout most of the movie. It's exactly what I want, and it absolutely delivers. This movie definitely cracked me up so many times. Now, the question is, does Deadpool Wolverine connect to the MCU really well? Absolutely. I feel like this movie kind of brings back the joy and the fun that the MCU brings us. And you know, with the multiverse stuff and their connection to the MCU, it makes sense for me within the story. It's not all confusing and shit like most of the MCU multiverse movies that are coming out. This movie explains everything all clearly. The reason why Wolverine's in this movie, the reason why Deadpool's in the MCU. It brings everything right to me. And I would say, without spoiling it, the cameos in this movie. All I gotta say, there are some great surprises up your sleeve. There are some great surprises, ones that I did not expect actually, and they absolutely work. That's all I'm going to say about the cameos. The cameos are fucking great. This movie also has some great heart as well. It's not just Deadpool and Wolverine insulting each other into the multiverse throughout the entire movie. This movie also has some great heart as well. Especially with Deadpool and Wolverine's arcs in the film. You absolutely understood both of them two characters' point of view. Wolverine, I would say this is the most emotional that I've seen Hugh Jackman play Wolverine in this film within his backstory. And man, his backstory in this film, man, it's actually really dark and heartfelt. And of course, Deadpool has a motivation too to save his family as well, so them two definitely has a motivation. I was surprised this movie has more heart than I was expecting, probably the most heartfelt out of the entire Deadpool trilogy. But I'm gonna say also, the soundtrack of Deadpool and Wolverine is fantastic. There are some certain songs in this movie that I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to listen to on Spotify after this movie because the soundtrack is literally some of the best soundtracks that I've seen this entire year. I'm just so happy that Deadpool and Wolverine delivers, man. Like, this is the movie that I have wanted. A buddy cop movie within the multiverse with some of the best chemistries that I've seen this year with Deadpool and Wolverine. And man, it's so good for them to work together. And you can tell that they want to do this movie. You can tell they gave it all they got in this movie. And that's what I love. They look like they had so much fun doing this movie. And if they have fun doing the movie, it makes us have fun watching them have fun in this movie. It's definitely one of the best MCU films that came out in a very long time post-Endgame. Absolutely. Do I have flaws in the movie? Yes, there are a couple of nitpicks in the film that I wouldn't say ruined the film, absolutely not, but it's definitely quite a bit of nitpicks. I thought Emma Corrin as Cassandra Nova is just okay in this film in my opinion. It's not one of the worst MCU villains or anything. I thought Emma does a fine job in this film, and there are some really cool scenes with Cassandra Nova in this film, especially the abilities that Cassandra has that's actually really unique. But you know, Emma just felt like another MCU villain that's like, not forgettable, but just okay in my opinion. And there are some certain action scenes. There's one particular action scene in this movie which is good. It's a good action scene, but it's a little bit quick-cutted. Like, you can't see what is going on for one particular action scene. But those don't completely ruin the movie, guys, because, man, Deadpool Wolverine, I am so happy that this movie delivered. This is definitely one of the best comic book movies of the year. Absolutely. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman has some of the best chemistries that I've seen the entire year as Deadpool and Wolverine. Their arcs are very understandable. Their buddy cop chemistry is fantastic. The action scenes are brutal. It's so much fun in the film. It definitely makes fun of like what's happening in the MCU right now and kind of fixes it in the film. The multiverse elements is also really good in the film. The cameos are exciting. The direction that Shawn Levy brings us is fantastic. Guys, Deadpool and Wolverine to me absolutely delivers, guys. I am so happy how this film turns out. Absolutely going to be my favorite movies of the year. That is for sure, because man, I just had a total blast with this movie. And I'm still interested to see what's going on in the future MCU projects, but man, Deadpool Wolverine post-Endgame is probably one of the better MCU films that I've seen in a while, since Spider-Man No Way Home and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That is for sure. Absolutely, guys, go see Deadpool and Wolverine on the big screen.
Let's fucking go!
Man, I'm so happy this movie's good. I'm so happy this movie has turned out the way I wanted it to be, and Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, finally they're in a movie together, and they're fantastic. I am so happy of how Deadpool and Wolverine turns out. So guys, that is my review for Deadpool and Wolverine. Finally, this review is out. Let me know what you think of this movie, non-spoiler, but what do you think of this movie in the comments below? Do you like the movie, hate the movie, or you thought it's okay? Let me know all out in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below, keep contact with me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notify for my latest movie reviews and other movie-related content, and have a nice day.